Those who have a why to live can bear almost any how. Viktor Frankl wrote those words as a clinical observation, rooted in the biological and psychological reality he witnessed during his years in the concentration camps. Before the war, Frankl was a neurologist and psychiatrist practicing in Vienna. He was already developing a theory that challenged the foundation of human motivation. At the time, Sigmund Freud argued that humans are primarily driven by the pursuit of pleasure, while Alfred Adler believed we are driven by the pursuit of power. Frankl proposed a third pillar, the drive for meaning. In 1942, that theory was tested in the extreme. Frankl was arrested and deported to the Nazi camps. Upon arrival, the manuscript containing his life's work was discovered and destroyed. His wife, his mother, and his brother were killed shortly after. The prisoners were immediately stripped of their possessions, their clothes, and their names. Frankl became number 119104. This systematic erasure of identity was designed to induce total psychological shock, reducing individuals to mere digits. Within weeks, that shock transitioned into apathy. To survive the constant brutality, disease, and starvation, the mind must emotionally shut down. This apathy acts as an immediate survival mechanism, a necessary numbing when reality becomes too overwhelming to process. When every piece of a person's external world is erased and the future vanishes into the wires of a fence, a question remains. When physical survival is dictated by random cruelty, what is the exact internal mechanism that prevents a human being from surrendering to death? Inside the camps, normal social structures and morality typically collapsed. Survival often demanded ruthless self-preservation. But as a psychiatrist observing his fellow inmates, Frankl noticed an anomaly. The people most likely to survive were not necessarily the youngest, the best fed, or the most physically robust. They were the ones who maintained a tangible connection to the future. He watched starving prisoners walk through the barracks to comfort others, sometimes choosing to give away their final rations to a stranger. It was an action that entirely defied basic biological instinct. These individuals held on to an internal why, a child waiting for them in another country, an unfinished task, or a person they refused to abandon in their memory. This internal purpose acted as an invisible biological shield. When physical strength was completely exhausted, the mind's focus directly sustained the body's endurance. Frankl constructed his own meaning to stay alive. While doing forced labor in the freezing cold, he mentally rewrote his destroyed manuscript line by line. He vividly imagined future conversations with his wife, drawing strength from his connection to her even without knowing if she was still alive. Through this, he solidified a concept he called the freedom of attitude. An oppressor can control your physical environment, but they cannot control your psychological response to that environment. Facing unavoidable suffering with dignity transforms the tragedy into an opportunity for inner triumph. It is the choice to take responsibility for how one bears a burden. This is the difference between passive hope and active meaning. Passive hope relies on the external environment improving. Active meaning is the choice of how to conduct yourself right now, while the burden is still heavy. Frankl realized that meaning is a deliberately constructed internal framework, a tool available even when safety and comfort are gone. It is the final, unbreakable human freedom. Following his liberation in 1945, Frankl sat down and proved the urgency of his theory by writing Man's Search for Meaning from Memory in exactly 9 days. He took the survival mechanics observed in the camps and formalized them into logotherapy, an applied therapeutic model built on the premise that the search for meaning is a universal human requirement. Today, most of us do not face the physical horrors of a camp, yet we face what Frankl called the existential vacuum. It is the hollow sensation of feeling empty or unfulfilled, despite lacking physical hardship. Our modern pursuit of momentary happiness and external validation often creates this vacuum. By orienting our lives around pleasure alone, we leave ourselves defenseless against normal life struggles. Frankl's solution is self-transcendence. Genuine fulfillment is found only when we look beyond ourselves to serve a cause, a task, or a love that exists outside of our own self-interest. This requires inverting our perspective. Instead of asking what we expect from life, we must ask what life demands of us. Every person possesses an unshakable why, the internal reason they get out of bed that no external circumstance could ever take away. Identifying that reason is the most important work a human being can do.